Roshan.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our fifth and final match of the day here in Starladder Season 8, Day 8 coverage. We've got the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers here facing off against the Retry. We'll see how they fare here. I'm Zyori, with me once again is Merlini for our last match of the day. We did get to see the Retry on Wednesday when we cast it together, I believe, against OSG. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare against the Mighty Power Rangers here.
Dire team pick.
Merlini, are you alive? Alright, it might be solo Zyori for this game. I'm not muted on Skype, am I? No? Alright, Ben, will you just let me know when you get back, buddy. Okay, so we're gonna solo cast for now, guys. I don't know what happened. The call's still going. Maybe he hopped up for a second and just wasn't ready for it to come back. So no worries, guys.
10 seconds remaining.
So here we've got Clockwork and Venomancer banned out for the Retry. Pugna Furion banned out for the Power Rangers. Obviously, well, perhaps a little scared of that pushing power. Two very prominent pushing heroes. Lifestealer Visage going to be the first two picks for Power Rangers. Finally, a little bit of Lifestealer love. Lifestealer still very good. Just didn't really see him much today. We've seen at least 2 or 3 games today where Lifestealer was just completely ignored. Not picked, not banned, just left to his own devices. So nice to see him here. Never thought I'd say the time when, oh, nice change of pace to see a Lifestealer pick up. But it is kind of a change of pace for our little micro meta today here on Day 8. Storm Spirit is going to be the second pick for the Retry. An interesting choice to grab the Storm Spirit so early on in the draft. Not many teams do that. I'm going to poke Merlini. Maybe he took off his headset. Interesting, though, to see the Storm Spirit grab so early. I believe the Retry is the team that Merlini mentioned earlier that did run him in the solo safe lane role. And the last match we saw the Retry. That was actually an interesting game against OSG where the Retry started out really, really far behind. And then their Chen, it was really their saving grace. He ganked bottom lane, rotated to mid and ganked mid lane, and then rotated top and found himself a successful gank up that way. And that was the momentum they needed to get back in action. And then after Storm Spirit got that gank coming his way, he was able to make some recovery for him. And Storm Spirit actually ended up being kind of the driving force in that match. So I guess Storm Spirit here is, well, one of their signature heroes. A hero they're very comfortable with.
10 seconds remaining.
Of course, they do have PGG, notorious Enigma player.
5 seconds remaining.
And Eid, the other one that I recognize. He was a stand-in Starladder Season 7 again. And in my mind, he's known for his Nature's Prophet play. But alas, not going to see it here. This is 2 out of 2 games we've seen the Retry and the Nature's Prophet banned against him. So, could be a coincidence.
Hi, Zori.
Oh, hey, welcome back.
I'm back.
Okay, good. Whew. Got nervous for a second. Thought the lawnmower got you.
That was I had to take care of something in the kitchen. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, Retry going for a very early Storm pick. Yeah, that was the guy who had an awful start, but caught back up and got like a 15-minute Treads Orcus, which is pretty good considering he started off like 0-2, 0-3. So at least we know they have a competent Storm player on their team. They have a pretty difficult to kill lineup in Storm and Weaver. But with the Bat Rider on Power Rangers, see if they can execute.
Yeah, exactly right. And as I was mentioning, Lifestealer first picked here. We've seen Lifestealer get kind of ignored today. A couple of games where he wasn't picked, wasn't banned. And just commenting, I never thought I'd see the day, pardon me, when I'd say, oh, wow, nice surprise Lifestealer pick. Didn't see that one coming. Nice change of pace. But
yeah, Lifestealer and Visage both imbalanced heroes, so Power Rangers has both of them.
Where's your Elder Titan, though?
10 seconds remaining.
He's lonely.
Lifestealer, I would say Elder Titan is my #1 on list of imbalance. Lifestealer, he's not that imbalanced. He's like slightly better than a lot of the carries.
Yeah, he's just good.
Yeah, he's just good. Visage is definitely overpowered. I would say best support currently in the game.
Yeah, I agree. I've said it a couple times. The familiars persisting through death, his tankiness, his nuke potential. He's insanity. I guess maybe he makes up for it in his skill cap. You know,
They're like undead. Yeah. I guess there is something to be said that yeah, he is like he can only be utilized well by good players, but still, the extent that like really good players play Visage is like way imbalanced compared to how like a good Venomancer can play, right? There's only so much you can do with a Venomancer, but with like a good Visage, you can just do so much more. And I think it does have to do with the innate strength of the familiars. So they're probably the most broken part about the hero. Soul Assumption has really high mana cost to compensate for the low cooldown and the amount of damage it provides. Gravekeepers, it kind of got nerfed, or Visage got nerfed overall because of his base magic resist being really terrible, lower than most heroes, as well as his armor being pretty low. Grave Chill is pretty short range, so I think that skill is decently balanced, but Familiars is really where the hero's power lies.
Do you think if they changed it so that they didn't persist through death, that he would be balanced or underbalanced? Or
I think maybe if they had it have a leash range away from his hero, maybe that would be something that's useful. What else? How else could you nerf it? I think them having magic immunity is like utter bullcrap. I think they should have like high magic resistance, but not like 90 whatever percent it is.
Yeah.
I think they should be like wolves with like 80%. I think that's pretty reasonable. It's not like they're gonna get bursted down, but if they like get caught in echo, it's gonna die.
Right.
Which is what, like, I mean, wolves. Can you imagine like wolves living through an echo slam? That's just that's just silly, right? But
that's a good comparative.
But I mean, it isn't ultimate, but they do so much damage as is, and you can still farm with them, and it wouldn't really hurt the farming potential. It wouldn't hurt like the backdoor potential that much. But in team fights, they shouldn't be able to survive just like everything.
Yeah. So the retry here, going to have a pretty similar draft to what we saw last time. I remember the Storm Spirit and the Chen vividly, and while you were in the kitchen, I was reminiscing about how that Chen kind of saved them in the last match against OSG, where they were so far behind, and then their Chen had a gank in the bottom lane, a gank in the mid lane about 30 seconds later, and then a minute later he killed the top lane. And that was what allowed their team to really start to pick up momentum. So I don't remember who played the Chen, but they have a decently skilled Chen player on their team.
I remember that it was Advance, because I was like, man, this stand-in is doing work.
Advance, oh, okay. And also, interestingly enough, Lion going to be picked up here. So finally going to get to see your Lion. We've been talking about Lion versus Storm Spirit and how that crowd control is so powerful. But we're finally going to get to see it in practice here.
Versus Weaver and versus Wind Ranger is pretty useful. She wind runs, boom, finger dead. Easy. Easy kill.
She wind runs, finger.
The R click.
That Lion is pretty scary. Yeah, level 6, man. Jesus, 600 damage. It's insanity. Easy. So with the Bat Rider, we've seen that Bat Rider be a little bit of a double-edged sword. He's lost a lot of that momentum without that insane right-click damage to start things off. I wonder where they're going to
I must say that ZXC's DK was not that good, though. So maybe his Bat Rider's a lot better. Have you seen him play a lot of Bat Rider?
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Not an absurd amount. He's definitely played it before, but it's not one of his signature heroes by
What would you say are his signature heroes?
Oh,
I don't know that much about Power Rangers.
Off the top, you caught me off the top of my head. I don't know. I'd have to Dota it. I'd have to cheat.
He just, I don't know how he plays at all, but we'll see.
Prepare for
I guess if it's something that you don't see every game, not like Sharfix, Storm Spirit, or Wadafaka Storm Spirit, it's not a signature hero. Oh, they have the baby Roshan, the platinum one.
Let me see here. So while we have a second here, I'm gonna production value tab out and look at Power Rangers. It says their active roster is not it's not updated. I don't know. I don't know what he plays. I'm really grasping for straws here. ZXC.
I can look. I'll look on his.
See if you can look it up. It says on Dat Dota their active roster only has 3 people, and ZXC is not any of them.
Most successful heroes: Tinker, Mirana, Shadow Fiend on his Dota profile.
Oh, okay. All right.
So he's, I guess, more of the ranged farmer sort of player, rather than a melee farmer like DK or
definitely seen him play Shadow Fiend, but Tinker. I mean, we saw him play. That was he was the one that played Tinker earlier today, right? When we saw that Tinker pick. Was that not?
No. Tinker was on the side of Aspera.
Oh yeah, that was an Aspera pick. All right, my bad.
We have it's not Anvans on the Chen. It's the other stand-in. A1TAOZA no fear. How do you even say that name?
It's probably no.
I'll let
fear.
you run through the lineups and take a shot.
Alright, on the Radiant side, we got Power Rangers. Moon going to be in the bottom lane here on the Art Farming Lifesteal. Will be supported by J4 playing on the Lion. In the mid, ZXC going to be on the Bat Rider. Up in the top, F God going to be playing on the Visage. And of course, Cheshire Cat going to be on the Farming Alchemist here. We'll see what he skills up. May go that first point in Greevil's Greed. You never know. On the Dire side, we've got the Retry, PGG. I'm going to resist the urge to call him PPG in this game, though I'm sure it'll happen at least once or twice. He's going to be on the Wind Ranger here in the long lane, going down bottom. In the mid, Advan's going to be playing on the Weaver. And he's going to be solo mid up against the Bat Rider here. That means Chen's going to be in the jungle. I believe that's No Fear, and he's just got a silly Twitch name. Alta Dota, or Oda. I think it's No Fear, though, is what his name is. Then up in the top lane, we've got Eid. The Furion player going to be on Crystal Maiden here, and Nubik, or Noob1K, going to be on the Storm Spirit. So it looks like a little bit of aggression going to come Cheshire Cat's way, but it's going to come right back into Eid's face, and it might be the old switcheroo.
Oh, he doesn't have stun. If he has stun, that's an easy kill. But
yeah, what acid spray.
At least they scout out the Chen, though. It's really important for them to constantly scout out the Chen.
So level 1 acid spray? How do you feel? Is that
it's for a defensive situation or for solo mid. It's not for a situation like this. Grave Chill into a Sun into another Grave Chill. Grave Chill is really low cooldown level 1. 10 seconds is pretty low. So 3-second duration, like 1 second stun. You can definitely cast it twice before they retreat all the way back to the tower. So that was definitely a miss first blood.
Yeah, I thought it was. I was assuming it would be Greevil's Greed first. Yeah, and I was thinking about that acid spray. The only time I've seen it level 1 is when there's an Alchemist solo mid. So spot on, spot on. ZXC versus Advans, though. Weaver on Bat Rider. Kind of an interesting mid matchup. We see Weaver in mid on occasion, but Bat Rider seemingly getting the better of him here. He's 11-1 against the 8-0 Weaver.
Oh, he might give up first blood?
Uh-oh. No, Advans not going to commit to it, but that Firefly doing a bit of damage here. So this mid matchup, should Bat Rider be commanding so handily?
No, he can't kill. He can't kill Advans, but he's not even that far ahead. He's 3-1 ahead of the Weaver, so not that big of a loss. I just missed the tail end of first blood on bottom.
Yep, same. I caught the very tail end of it. Looked like just kind of a classic rotation there. Lion does have Hex and Earth Spike here at level 2, and there is an open wounds available on the Lifestealer, so just a classic combo. Unfortunately, PGG just a bit too far forward. He does have a point in Wind Run, but...
How do you feel about Earth Spike, the name of that spell?
I feel terrible about it. I was going to say...
I don't like it either.
Yeah, alright, here we go. Visage in the top lane going to fall. Cheshire Cat going to charge up the stun, but he is going to be forced to retreat.
without a Chen gank either.
Uh-oh. Cheshire Cat, one more? Nope, he's going to have the wand charges, and he shall survive. Yeah, Chen not even up there, just... a little bit of hyper aggression. Yeah, so
really sure what happened there.
Did it used to be called Impale and Nyx was called Impale? They were just both Impale because they're the same skill.
Kind of like Frost Nova and Crystal, or Frost Nova and Crystal Nova. I guess Crystal Nova. I think they were both called Frost Nova. I'm not really sure if it was called Frost Nova before. Maybe it was still called Crystal Nova.
Yeah, I guess you could tell that I looked at that ability and it was just like, what the hell? That's not what I remember that being called. Earth Spike. It's just such a silly name. I guess it makes sense, though. Spikes do come out of the earth.
Suppose so. But, I mean, he's more, like, hellish themed, right?
Yeah.
So, they could think of a better name than I think than Earth Spike. Like, Hell Spike or something.
Yeah. I guess that's true. Lion is pretty demonic. I mean, look at his face. He's pretty...
Yeah. Or Demon Spike, even.
Yeah. And he's got, like, the Hellboy hand. He's definitely from hell or something.
He's from the depths of hell. His name is Lion the Demon Witch.
Oh, yeah, he is the Demon Witch. You're right. All right, you know what? I'm going to hop aboard the bandwagon here. I don't like Earth Spike.
Just to be like, screw the Earth Spike. Yeah, I don't like it either. Earth Spike sounds like Earth Spirit or like, you know, like Elder Titan or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that would be a more appropriate name.
It's way too
but
holistic.
Whatever. We've been harping on their names. Nubik gets cut out on top.
Yep, up in the top lane. Going to charge up a pretty decent stun here. Now Nubik. He's in big trouble. I think he's going to be destined to fall. Down he goes.
Spray, doing work.
Gonna grab that last hit. Now Eid, well, he's going to be joined by the Chen. They might be able to grab a kill here. No, it's going to be 2 kills going the way of our Radiant side. Power Rangers are going to do it. F-God going to hang around. We'll pick up that last hit, but he may not get out scot-free here.
A 2 for 1 or a 2 for 0 when there's a 3-on-2 situation, that is a really big swing and Vans.
Yeah, here we go. ZXC in a little bit of trouble. That shackle somehow didn't latch. He was
Oh, it
amongst
did
the
latch. It was
trees.
just really short.
Oh, it
It's
did
only
latch.
like
Oh, okay.
1.5 seconds.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's like it's only 0.75 seconds longer than a non-latched. So it looks like it doesn't latch because it's so short.
And he was so close to the tree that it was like, no, you couldn't see the string. So I was just like, how did that not latch? He was literally in the jungle. So, all right. Well, 3-1 here. Power Rangers taking a nice little lead. And while all this is happening, Moon is just an absolute free farm heaven down here. I think that's a Midas recipe in the bank, but I can't mouse over it to see. So we have to just assume that it's a Midas. Given that he is free farming, though, would make a lot of sense here. Doesn't even need the support. I think he can hold his own against PGG, as his buddy Lion now is rotating around. Looking to set something up in the mid. Bat Rider is 6, does have a lasso.
Oh, the smoke gets popped.
Uh-oh.
Oh, double Earth Spike. That is over. That gank has failed.
Yep. All right, now they're going to try and turn something around here. He's going to use the lasso onto Advance. He's going to pull him into the tower. Advance is level 6. We'll be able to time lapse. No big problem right there.
Oh,
but whoa.
poor Hellbear Smasher.
Up in the top, though, Storm Spirit does fall while all that's happening. This Acid Spray build, particularly potent here.
Well, now it's normal, right?
Now it's normal,
3.
but...
Yeah. He has a bottle too, which is very unusual. Oh, they have the observer ward. They're gonna scout out Eid. He is so screwed.
No.
Oh my! Do you see how much damage that thing did? Oh my goodness!
This is quickly becoming a disaster for the retry. And I don't even know what happened. What went wrong up in this top? It's a 2v3. I mean, what's...
Chen wasn't active enough. I think when Advance played it, it was a lot better because he was like active. He wasn't passive about it. Like when Chen came in, that was when they had already died. Both of the heroes had already died by the time he was able to put a lot of pressure on the hero. And Chen, if you're going to lose the laning phase with Chen, then you might as well not even pick the hero. And right now they are losing the laning phase. They lost bottom, they lost top, and mid's pretty much a wash. And Vance hasn't died. Both of them almost even on CS. So when you lose your 3-on-2 situation on top, you're definitely not going to win a 1-on-2 on bottom as Windrunner unless the two heroes just completely mess it up, which they haven't been. And yeah, the Chen pick kind of dead, especially when you can't take an early tower. So I think if they wanted to AFK farm, just pick an Enigma. If you're going to take control of the lanes early, then pick a Chen. There's different play styles for the heroes. And if you really want early aggression, then you go Enchantress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So at this point, though, what does the retry do? Do they just keep on keeping on here? Should they try and pull a rotation? I mean, already Moon is just like, I don't want to say he's out of control, but he's quickly getting there. He had this Midas. That was a Midas recipe, so like 5.5 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, like sooner or later, the Lifesteal is just going to be able to eat 2 creeps, one with Infest, one with Midas, and then Chen's going to be useless, even more useless than he already is. So I think Chen needs to get level 5. He's very, very close. Get 2 creeps and try and kill somebody. He's not going to be able to push top because the Alchemist Acid Spray is very, very good at defending against towers, and he has a bottle, so he's most likely not going to run him in. And he's level 6, and he almost has I think his own Midas. So Weaver just looks like he gets destroyed in mid with lasso and a hex, and fingers up on Lion. So you can't really take them on in small engagements unless you get the jump on them. If you get the jump on them, then you can. But at the same time, with Bat Rider, with these relatively tanky heroes with good vision out from them too, they're like attempting to go on to get kills, but they need to like smoke around. They need to approach it a little bit better instead of the obvious routes.
Yeah, and I mean, we can see right here Cheshire Cat as well as F-God playing this very smart up here. They're in a good position. They're not overcommitting. They're really kind of within the tree line, so Chen has no good opening, I guess is just the best way to describe it. Though they are going to use the smoke. Both No Fear and Eid going to smoke up and move towards the mid lane, but unfortunately there's no hero there, and their ganking efforts will be a bit thwarted.
He should have waited until level 5. He's still level 4. The 2 supports on PR are already level 6. Lion already has his Finger of Death, and Vintage is level 6 on Familiar. So they cannot fight in head-on engagements, or they're just going to get obliterated by these 2 supports.
Yeah, and Power Rangers do have the right idea to stay aggressive here, especially with Lion at level 6. Kind of want to keep that ultimate on cooldown. Especially at these early levels, almost a free kill whenever it's up.
Blink Dagger on Bat.
Bad Rider with a Blink Dagger at 9 minutes.
It's going to have to be like the retry after this season.
Yeah, this is already looking pretty grim. Gold graph about 2,500 in the favor of Power Rangers. Experience graph even worse, up to about 3,500 already. As you mentioned, a lot of that experience difference is coming in those supports. Just hitting level 4 on that Crystal Maiden. So could see
Storm Spirit's a saving grace right now.
Storm Spirit,
he's gonna die to a lasso, so it's like, eh.
We'll see here. Power Rangers are looking to get aggressive. They're charging up that unstable concoction. Unfortunately, going to eat it himself. Compliments of those Visage Familiars right there, or pardon me, that was the Centaur and the Visage. Yeah, Jesus, I'm gonna stop talking about it. Storm Spirit just gonna get obliterated. He just got melted right there. Alchemist does fall after he eats that stun, so it is a 1-for-1, but not even a lasso. He just got melted. That's the power of the Finger of Death.
Yeah, that spell is so good. Like, Impale, it does what, 200 damage? You're talking about 800 damage, and after magic resist, 600 damage. That's like almost all of Storm Spirit's HP. He didn't have time to pop his magic wand. He did not have time to pop the strength treads. And if they have vision over here, they can do something, but Retry doesn't have any vision around the map right now. Their map is like almost completely dark.
Yeah, it really is. All they have is this sentry right here. This is their only ward down, and of course doesn't reveal a hell of a lot. So, oh man, yeah, that was my bad. I got all tongue-tied there because the Centaur stunned, and then the Familiars went down as well. And for a second, I thought the Familiars were the ones that stunned the Alchemist.
PGG, you should not be looking for those familiar kills. That's really dangerous.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, interesting.
I've seen far too many deaths like, hey, let's get some free 100 gold, boom, turn around, and just get obliterated. Because they have vision.
Oh, here we go. Smoke going to be used. That's the Unstable Concoction charging up. He's going to try to throw it. Is going to connect with the Storm Spirit. Nubik is level 8. Are they going to have the crowd control? I think they are. That's going to be a dead Storm.
He had plenty of time to react too. That is not an instant stun.
Yeah.
And Cheshire Cat going to get another stun. This is ugly.
This is looking bad. He just got to get... I mean, the saving grace there. The Retry are going to grab the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. PGG and Advan's going to be able to grab the first tower kill of the match. Well, second, I suppose, as Lifestealer grabbed the tier 1 in the bottom. So I guess still an advantage for Power Rangers no matter how you look at it. Again, Moon is just... He is out of control. Look at that net worth. About 1,500 ahead of the Weaver, and there is nothing slowing him down at this point. He's got 2,200 in the bank. His phase boots. That's a happy Lifestealer right now.
They're bringing the fight way too early to TR, whereas a TR should have the advantage with the Chen, but they're not really making use of it. He's still 0-0-1 involved in one kill, not having level 7, not having Mech 12 Medicine. That's not where you want your Chen to be. And PR can just bring the fight to them with Lion and with Bat Rider with the Blink Dagger, because Sorcerer is not going to get a BKB anytime soon because he's going for Orchid instead. Weaver's also not that farmed either. He's 0-1-0, not been involved in any kills, so he's not going to be able to get his Lincolns or BKB, and they're just going to constantly die to these supports unless they can farm their way back into the game, but that's only if they take good fights and only if PR screws the pooch on those fights, or if they decide to play passively, which they have not been at all.
Yeah, and there is no Midas. If TR had at least one Midas, maybe two, I'd be a little more confident in their ability to farm their way back into this game, but there's only one Midas on the field, and of course it is in the inventory of the Lifestealer. But, oh, Cheshire Cat going to walk right by a sentry. He's going to get revealed. Nubik going to hop forward. That's going to be an easy kill on the Alchemist. Fortunate for Cheshire Cat, but that's what happens when you're invisible and step on a sentry.
Very good for TR that they actually got a kill, and on a fairly important hero too. I mean, it's like a semi-support Alchemist. He has Urn and Phase. I guess you can call him a support Alchemist.
One of the Visage Birds going to get picked off right there, so a small 100 gold bounty going the way of the Retry. Small, but still something. Graphs still way in the favor of Power Rangers here.
It's when you have Visage Familiar Birds.
So TR, they are going to group up here. They want to pressure this tower, but Acid Spray going to make their lives a little bit more difficult. As soon as the spray comes down, they see Power Rangers are nearby, and they're just going to back up right away.
They're going for Nubik.
Yep. They're going to clear out a couple of these creeps as well. Birds leading the way. So sort of an interesting engage up here. It's basically it is a 5-on-5 up here at the top. Power Rangers going to take a quick strat pause. But yeah, this is about to be a 5v5 team fight up here. Everyone is ready to rock and roll.
Yeah,
and I think
unless Chen's really prepared with like a troll to net as soon as the whatchamacallit comes, the lasso comes out, then they're gonna be screwed.
Oh, nice shackle, gonna connect with ZXC. Bat Rider gonna fall. Lifestealer is gonna be able to finish off the Crystal Maiden. Nubik gonna get destroyed. And, oh, actually, he is going to survive. Not for long, but he will go down. Wind Ranger falls. We see two buybacks coming out, the Crystal Maiden and the Weaver. And this might be a dieback for the Weaver. He doesn't have that time lapse. He's already used it. Could be the same for Eid as well. Now Chen in a little bit of trouble. The Acid Spray comes after that Unstable Concoction connects. One last auto attack does it. Bat Rider still the only death for Power Rangers, but now Cheshire Cat and F-God in a little bit of trouble. They're going to try and part ways. Not going to be enough, though. They're going to get cleaned up.
That was 4 buybacks.
4? Oh, man.
Weaver, Storm, Windrunner, and Crystal Maiden. Everyone but the Chen.
Wow. So, still a pretty convincing fight for Power Rangers. They get cleaned up in the end, but 4 buybacks blown right there. That is... I don't know. Was it worth it? I'm not sure what to...
Not worth it.
Not worth
Especially when they didn't get the life stealer either. Bat Rider died, but he already spent his gold on a Staff of Wizardry. So yeah, they might get a tower. Yeah, they might win a team fight, but it's just gonna hurt their mid game so darn badly because of that. And they are going to use their glyph right now. Whatchamacallit is going to be Alchemist is going to be able to walk up there. Wait, where is Alchemist? Oh no, Alchemist is in base. He needs to TP to the T2 or TP into the T1 and then use Chemical Raid preemptively. So that he can defend this tower. It depends on whether or not PR wants to defend this tower. I think they can because they still had the lasso on Bat. He didn't use it last fight because he got shackled. He needs to be in the tree line in Firefly, not in the middle of the fight getting shackled. He got shackled like right next to where that sentry ward is located.
Yep. It was a nice shackle to start off that fight. That was a nice beginning for TR, but unfortunately the follow-up was not quite as strong. Port coming in though, and it is going to be the Visage. Again, is this just like 5 versus 5
got
top?
netted. Oh yeah, that's what Dota's about, man. It's about fighting. It's about killing people.
We were talking about Heroes of the Storm
blood.
earlier. These creeps are just getting in the way. We got to get rid of those.
I know. Again, this is like the same position TR was in, except they don't have buybacks this time. There's no way they're gonna win the fight, especially if they get a nice initiate with the lasso. There is no Finger of Death this time on Lions, so maybe they can take one, but no. We see the Midas on the Visage. He's looking for that 25-minute Scepter and Midas.
Yeah, he's hungry. And Bat Rider, he's got the blink. Going to be working towards the Force Staff now. His farm definitely not too shabby either. TR, they're all just going to back up, though. They are going to part ways. Weaver going to head to the mid lane, try and pressure this Tier 2 tower, perhaps. So that big engage not going to come about.
It was really smart for TR to back. They like had to back as soon as the TPs came in because if they don't, they're just dead. If Alchemist had TP first with a charge concoction, they could have picked them off, but Visage actually TP'd in first. Alchemist TP'd in with a 6-second TP, and no way he's going to be able to catch someone unless someone gets picked. But Bat Rider wasn't in position either. If Bat Rider initiates, then Alchemist can come in with a 6-second TP, but they actually haven't used Infest Bombs or Bat Rider initiate to start off team fights.
Yeah. They haven't had to. I mean, they've been able to just really win this laning phase, and they've still been semi-successful, but now we see ZXC in the mid lane. He's trying to line it up. He's behind the tree line, hoping that someone will come to the defense of this Tier 1 tower in the mid. Unfortunately for ZXC, though, not going to fish his wish, and this tower just going to fall unchecked. He is going to have the surprise inside, though, and Bat Rider going to port down bottom.
Oh, a little bit too far of a... He didn't blink far enough.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there, but in the mid lane, looks like we could see something heat up. BGG going to step forward, try and tango with the Visage. Eid not too far behind, but Lion coming around the backside. Hand of God going to keep Eid alive for now, not for long. Down he goes, Visage going to be the one to finish it off. Now J4 going to find himself in a sticky situation, Weaver in hot pursuit. I think Advan should be able to finish this one off. No, maybe not. Is he going to port out? Oh, there's the power shot to finish him. Would have been a close call. But not going to make it.
Decent trade for the TR. They traded Finger for Hand of God and Lion for ACM. So, oh no, not too bad. They need to trade evenly like that to get back into the game.
Yep.
They can't let PR keep getting good trades. They also got the tower on bottom. They didn't get denied.
Oh yeah. So total tower count now is 2-3 in favor of Power Rangers. They still got this Tier 1 remaining up in the top lane. So they're still in okay shape in terms of tower count. And if we look at the gold graph, things continuing to look good for Power Rangers. About a 5,000 gold lead, 6,000 experience lead or so. So they are holding steady with their command of this game, 15-7 here at the 18-minute mark. That is a Force Staff now in the inventory of the Bat Rider. And it looks like Lifestealer, he's had his armlet for a while, now going to have a Skull Basher, or be pretty damn close to it. He's got the 2 big pieces. On the dire side, though, items aren't looking too bad. Chen with the mech, Force Staff on the Windrunner. And it looks like Nubik working towards an Orchid on that Storm Spirit. Does have the first Oblivion Staff and Robe of the Magi.
Still waiting for lasso initiates from ZXC. Hasn't had one in a while. I don't think
Yeah.
he've used this skill in like maybe 10 minutes. Oh. Usually it's an easy kill once you get your Blink Dagger. He should smoke up or something like that.
Yep.
Oh, they have a stack.
A blink on the Alchemist as well. So, going to give them a lot of initiation power,
Dang,
not
he
only
is
in the hands
stacked.
of the Bat Rider, but yeah, that Alchemist.
It's just so important to get that initial stun on Storm Spirit. If you get one stun on him, then he's gonna die to follow up Impale, follow up Hags, follow up Bat Rider stun, just a simple Finger of Death, and it's gonna be really difficult for him to survive. If Alchemist just suicides, he just like blinks in Unstable Concoctions on the Storm Spirit and then Acid Sprays, and they kill a Storm Spirit. That is totally worth the engagement for him. He might not even die with that sort of engage.
Yeah, this bottom tier too, you can see TR not interested in defending these towers. They don't want to take a team fight right now. And they are just going to sacrifice that tier 2 in the bottom lane. All the while, they do grab the tier 1 in the top, so still not a bad exchange. Kind of exactly what they're looking for here to try and get back into it, grab those core items in a timely fashion. That will be the second Oblivion Staff for the Storm Spirit. And it looks like Weaver working his way towards a BKB. He does have himself a Drum of Endurance and also the Ogre Club.
Well, they sold the Ancient Stack. There goes a lot of gold for TR. They didn't really have the right lineup to take down Ancient Stacks, but still, that's a T1 for T2 plus Ancients. So that was pretty big.
How many was it? A triple stack? I didn't.
It was
count.
a double stack.
Just a double. Okay, not too bad, but still some free gold.
Oh, they're going for a Roshan.
Take it. All right, not going to smoke up though. Just going to walk in. Let's take a look at the vision here. Radiant side, they've got nothing. They've got a sentry down, but of course not going to give any ground vision. And Power Rangers, they don't seem wise to it.
They do not, and they have Alpha Wolf too, so that speeds things up a lot.
Yep. Oh yeah, that Alpha. Look at all those auras. That'll be the end of Roshan. Aegis of the Immortal going to go to the Storm Spirit. Right, I guess we can't count the retry out quite yet. A nice crafty little play right there. Not the end all be all, but still.
Definitely can't call them out. Them off. If they get the jump on like Bat Rider with the Storm Spirit, then they can potentially get a really nice initiate, especially if Shackle connects on 2 heroes. So TR is definitely not out at this. They're just really far behind right now. Goldcraft's only like 5,000, which is not that big. 21 missing the game. If they hadn't gotten the Aegis though, PR could have gotten the Aegis themselves and just like 5-man TR, make them trade poorly one more time, and then it's very close to being unreachable victory for TR.
Yep. So it looks like we could see a team fight in the works here. Power Rangers sort of feigning some aggression here, but I guess they seem pretty comfortable just letting that Lifestealer continue to farm up. On the net worth chart, I can understand why. He's still about 3,000 gold ahead of the second farmer, who was, of course, the Weaver at about 8k compared to the 11.6 of the Lifestealer. He's got his Basher now, another 2,400 in the bank. They may just be waiting for that Abyssal Blade. At this rate, he's going to be grabbing an Abyssal Blade right around that same time the Weaver is going to grab himself a BKB. So if I was the Weaver, I'd be feeling a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, poor Weaver. He is. I mean, yeah, even with the blink lasted though, he's still gonna die, like BKB or not. If they have the damage, all they need is a finger on him. Look at his HP. And I guess Lion's not level 11 yet, but once he hits level 11, that's gonna be like a huge 2/3 of his HP. He did go pure defensive build, which is nice. I think a lot of Weavers skip power trade, they skip drums too, which is sometimes it's okay if you can play super greedy, but when you need that HP wiggle room so you can get off your time lapse, especially with a handy god on your team, it's very, very useful if you can survive 1 or 2 times by going strength items.
Yeah, that's true. And Drum of Endurance, a good bang for its buck. Can't look at it here, but it gives you a lot of stats for the relatively low amount of gold it takes. Cheng going to lose at least 1 creep right there. The Satyr Tormentor going to take a little bit of damage. How do you pronounce that guy that throws the shockwaves? Is it Satyr Tormentor?
Let's say Satyr.
Satyr?
Yeah.
I don't know which
Satire?
is proper. Satire? Satire? I feel like Satyr makes me sound like a hipster. I kind of like it.
You would.
You would.
You would. Satyr. I'm surprised Blizzard hasn't copyrighted that. I guess Satyr is like a.
I that's a real
I guess
word.
you can't copyright it. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
you
a real word,
can't copyright. Like,
they probably tried.
They probably tried. Yeah, they're gonna try and take Puck next. He's based off of Shakespeare. Did you know that, Merlini?
I did not. I'm not as well read as you.
A Midsummer Night's Dream. Puck is the mischievous fairy that plays tricks on the kids that venture into the jungle.
I read Midsummer's Night's Dream.
Yeah, there's a character named Puck, Robin Goodfellow. That's what the Puck lore is.
Oh.
How about that?
I'm a dupe.
Every so often I get to one up on you, so I'm just gonna revel in silence here for a moment.
It's nice to learn.
Every so often. Yeah, learning's fun. I like it.
Is he androgynous too? The character in Midsummer's Night's Dream?
I'm not sure. It's been a while. It's been a while since I had that Shakespeare class. But I was like, oh, his name's Puck. I wonder if that's a coincidence. And then I read the Puck lore and was like, well, I'll be damned. Shit.
Now I know why he's all dreamy.
Yeah, exactly. He's like it's a fairy.
What if I try to deny that he was based out of Dream and lore, and he had no connection to Midsummer's Night's Dream?
I mean,
how hard would you fight me on that?
I don't know. I'd probably Google it and read the lore out loud and be like,
I'd be like, no, his spell's named Dream Coil. That's from.
No.
He's like opposite of Bane, Nightmare. Then Dream Coil. It's purely due to that, not due to the Midsummer's Night's Dream. I don't think I could pull that off though. I'd have to be pretty adamant about that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty tough.
Moon looks like he's going to be the target. Oh, they're actually not going to jump on him. But if he just rage TP, the gank is over. Unless they have a troll. Do they have a troll? No. Oh, they do have a troll. So rage
they're
TP
gonna find Moon.
Oh, they have an Orchid.
Yep, Orchid up on the Storm Spirit. Down he goes. That's gonna be an easy kill. A big pick as well. They've left that lifestealer totally unchecked. However, is he in gold? Looks like he did just pick up the relic though. So.
DXC is not doing a good job of controlling the map right now. He's been involved in 1 kill as a Bat Rider with 15 kills on your team. Only involved in 1. So I'm not the biggest fan of the Power Rangers mid player, judging by his Dragon Knight play earlier and this particular play from his Bat Rider. I'm not sure what his signature hero is, but it certainly shouldn't be Bat Rider. It certainly shouldn't be Dragon Knight. He has to be more active around the map. He's not making TR feel scared at all. And that really is Storm Spirit's job. He could have scouted out Roshan. Bat Rider is really good at scouting out Roshan and delaying Roshan with Flame Break and just being a general nuisance with Firefly and Lasso.
You know, I can't believe that Bat Rider is the only person in the game with 0 assists. He's literally 1-1 and 0. That is insane. It's so a-characteristic of a Bat Rider. But here we see TR starting to feel a little more comfortable. Their Power Rangers still holding on to that gold lead, but it's relatively steady. Now upwards of closer to 7,000, but they still got a pretty decent lead set up for themselves. And also that Abyssal Blade has been complete.
Scepter on Visage, too.
Scepter? Oh, yeah. The Midas on Visage starting to pay off as well.
Yep, 4 staff up on Lion, and now the agency is going to expire in about 20 seconds. So now's the time to strike for PR so they can secure the second Roshan. I think they should have done Roshan themselves just because TR has a pretty poor Roshan contesting lineup. Yeah, Storm can like jump in and you can scout with Power Shot, but all in all, it's not that great compared to what PR can bring to the table with Infest Bat Rider bombs.
Yep. Yeah, Visage with a Scepter this early on. We've seen that as a recurring theme. Visage is a hero that is just pretty sneaky about grabbing farm, and with a Midas, no doubt about it. Some Ancient's going to be taken out by TR. This is a really slow game, though. It was action-packed at the beginning. We haven't seen a kill except for on that Lifestealer in a little while here.
They might go on Moon here. If they go on Moon, he's dead again. They don't really have a good way to save him unless they have a really fast initiation from the Bat Rider. But a Storm Spirit can Orchid him. There's a jump.
TR just going to let the tower fall. That's it.
That's bad for Roshan control. They can't let that fall if they want to defend Roshan.
Yeah, those mid-towers, they do serve as an access point. Roshan, buybacks, all that stuff.
I think the gold lead should be a little bit more, too, because we didn't consider like the 4 buybacks. I don't think it shows up in a difference of net and gold earn chart, although it does show a net worth.
Right, yeah, I was just going to say, the chart isn't... The chart is just raw gold, and net worth is actual net worth. I wish the chart would just be net worth. It would be so much more useful. Like overall, yeah, raw gold is not really.
Or there was a stat like how much gold you spent on buyback.
Yeah.
Too.
Net worth is the poster child, but still, Moon's farm just continuing to impress here. Now 50% ahead of that Weaver, continuing to grow the gap. I said that like I'm surprised. He's got a Midas, Weaver doesn't. Really shouldn't be so surprising, but still impressive nonetheless. Advance, though, has that BKB.
Even if they get BKB on Storm Spirit, he can't jump in. Like, he'll get Abyssal and die.
Yeah.
Sheep almost on Wind Ranger, too. That's pretty considerable.
Wow, yeah. Got those first core pieces there. Just needs that Mystic Staff. Only about 1,200 off, so she's in pretty good shape. And how's our buddy Alchemist doing? Only 2 points in Grievel's Greed. Looks like he's working towards an Assault Kuros. Does have that plate mail there. Always a good item pickup on the old Alchemist.
Yeah, like ZXC is like farming the lane that Alchemist is in. He should not be there. Now he's going to line up for a Shackle. He should always be in the tree line. Now they're going to find a really nice initiate because of that.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat going to be able to just... well,
that's really all on ZXC. He can't be there. He always has to be in trees. I don't know what he's farming for. He already has his Blink and 4 staff. There's no reason for him to be in the lane. and the Radiant's courier died. My goodness, this is just disaster upon disaster for PR. And I thought they would be able to keep the mid game control, but really just the very passive play from them, the poor play from the Batrider just let TR get back in this game. And now the gold graph should start to dip in favor of the Dire. They just gave up a free tower on bottom, 2 kills on top, and they're actually in a pretty poor position to defend against Roshan.
I'm just a little bit mind blown right now. I mean, we're almost 30 minutes in. Batrider is 1-2-0. Like I'm.
Yeah, I really hate to harp on that guy so much, but still, it's really, really poor Batrider play. Sure, he hasn't died, but he hasn't done his job.
Yeah.
His job especially as a Batrider, is to control the tempo of the map, and he has not done that. He has not really kept Weaver from farming, he's not kept Storm Spirit from farming, and he has not kept the Windrunner from farming either, and that's really his job. And now they have a sheep up on the Windrunner too. So now TR can take Roshan fairly safely, I'd say. Like, yeah, Lifestealer recently hasn't done that much either, but it's on the Batrider. Hey, hop inside, we can get a free kill, and especially with the Abyssal, he's like super sacked now. But 17,000 net worth. If he gets Orchid, he's still gonna die.
Yep. Familiar, almost gonna get picked off there. But looks like they do want to clear up a little bit of this gold with the Familiars outside of the pit. And they're all gonna go down, but they'll be resummoned, so no gold gonna go their way. There's the sheep on Windrunner though. Roshan's up. Both sides gonna shift tempo over to the Roshan pit. See if they can make something happen. But yeah, with Batrider, relatively short cooldown on that lasso. Really want to be active with it. Yeah, smoke gonna be used. F-God gonna poke his head up. That will reveal most of the smoke. Chen, the only one still invisible. So kind of
again, CXC gets scouted out by Power Shot. He's so obvious in his movement with Batrider. It's ridiculous. They've been able to predict most of the ganks, and now Moon he's forced to pop out, so he won't have Infest in case he gets caught out by Orchid.
Yeah, this could be a little bit rough here. Demon Edge in the inventory, the Lifestealer as well. On the backside, here's the initiation. F-God gonna be the first again. ZXC gonna get caught by the shackle. Oh man, that's painful to see. It's gonna be a 3 from nil to start things off. TR just dominating this fight. Moon obviously gonna fall right here, nowhere to go. Alchemist the only one left alive. We see the zip forward.
ZXC still 1 kill, 0 assists. Getting caught out over and over by Shackles, by a Force Staff, stun on Centaur. Very nice play by the Chen. He didn't do his work in the early game, but in this mid game, he's really pulling through.
Yeah, I mean, I have to compliment this Windrunner a bit. PGG has been doing a nice job with these Shackles, but that's at least the 3rd time I've seen Batrider hiding behind one of his teammates and making that Shackle a reality. And I recognize he wants to be kind of in the back so that he can hop in and initiate once, he already has visual confirmation. But against a Windrunner,
he has a blink.
Yeah, you just got to that. Be more positioned than that. You got to...
He's always in sight, too. You can never be in vision as a Batrider, or also get Orchided by Storm Spirit. They'll be really quick to react with a Force Staff or a Troll Net as soon as you blink in. You really have to be able to blink in, lasso, and Force Staff before they can react at all.
Yeah.
And if you're in vision, they'll always be prepared for it because they know who he's going to go on. They know where he's going to blink to, and you always have to keep your opponents guessing.
And this match is starting to remind me of the game we saw of TR versus OSG on Wednesday, where it's sort of a similar thing where TR...
They're going to go for a really nice gank on top with a blink dagger.
Are they? Oh, yeah, they are. Advance. There we go. Finally going to get caught by a lasso. That's going to be the first assist on the board here for the Batrider. That is a step in the right direction, at least.
Yeah, they're definitely still not out of this game. Weaver doesn't actually have a buyback, so he just spent his money on a Desolator. I hear a Shackle.
Yep, going to go on J4. It's going to connect. Down he goes. Going to be a free kill away of TR. A Sheepstick initiation. And PGG making it happen. But yeah, this game reminiscent of the last match where the retry started off so poorly, and then all of a sudden they just start to turn it around. Another nice Shackle going to come out. Orchid. Moon just farming in the middle of enemy territory. What's Vision look like?
I have no idea what PR is doing in this mid game though.
He has no
such
vision.
A huge lead.
And I don't... Why? Jeez, man. No vision of the other team. No wards in the jungle except for the entryway here. Just farming away the hard camp.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Gold lead was at 7,500, and now it's at 0. And now TR still has the Aegis too. So now they're playing pretty well. That Sheepstick is definitely like way better initiation than anything that Batrider has been able to provide to. And that Sheepstick is just so important. What do you have to kill a life stealer when he's this farm? He might need more of an HP buffer too. He might need like a Heaven's Halberd or something like that just so he can survive through the Orchid. As it stands right now, he hasn't been able to survive. They really have to get like a nice counter initiate with a Lion Impale or a 4-step away on the life stealer or a counter black Blink Batrider Lasso, but they haven't been able to do that, or even Alchemist Stun or Visage Familiars. Like Alchemist went for a Blink Dagger, but when's the last time we saw him actually use a Blink Dagger to initiate?
I don't think we've really seen it at all, and I think you're right about Lifestealer are going to need to go a slightly more tanky survival-based build, but unfortunately, he's already committed to the Armlet and the Abyssal Blade, now he's got a Demon Edge, so that's either going to be an MKB or a Crit Stick, neither of which going to give anything
J4 just popped his smoke attacking the Wildkin, and now it's just ZXC. They might get PGG here.
Oh, yep, there it is. PGG going to get caught. That's the lasso. And he's going to get the wind run off. And, oh, no, he's going to be able to hop down to the low ground. He's going to survive. Nubik going to hop in. That'll be the end of ZXC. Chen going to use the ultimate. Going to blow the mech as well. Cheshire Cat going to have a nice concoction. That'll finish off the
what a shackle
there. That shackle. PGG. He is on point today. That'll be the end of the Aegis. Sheep going to be used on Moon. She's going to try and finish him off here. I'm not sure she's going to have enough. Down he goes. Windrunner going to have the damage. And now, might not be over yet. Advan's going to come in. Oh, those are just familiars, pardon me. Cheshire Cat, the only one left alive for PR. And he won't be alive for long. What a convincing team fight. The Retry going to trade 1 for 4 and only going to lose the Crystal Maiden.
PGG being able to get his Windrun off before the Abyssal.
Yep.
Before the Lasso, rather. If he had MKB too, he would have been able to kill him. But, I mean, the Abyssal is nice, but he doesn't have a problem latching onto targets. He has a problem with just being able to get to the targets in the first place. So, yeah, I don't really like the Abyssal build. It's really nice for man fights, but he isn't going to be able to man fight anybody at this point unless they have nice initiation from the supports.
Well, it seemed like a good item when he grabbed it. I mean, he got it about the same time that Weaver got the BKB, and I could see him just cutting down that bug. But instead, PR just took that as a sign to play passive and never really got to use it. Now he's just not tanky enough. We see a lot of initiation in the base here. J4 going to get dropped. Windrunner going to grab that kill. And Lion is going to buy back right away. Nubik going to get caught by the lasso. He may be slated to fall right here. Down he goes. Batrider going to grab himself a kill. Now PGG headed for the hills. Advance going to head the opposite way as well. Shackle going to fly. Not going to connect. There's the finger. And PGG now going to try to do some fancy footwork around the trees. Force Staff going to come his way. ZXC taking a lot of damage here. This freezing field doing a hell of a lot. He's going to get interrupted. Going to cost Crystal Maiden her life, but ZXC does fall. PGG just laying into the Visage. And there's Advance coming around the backside. Cheshire Cat. He's going to try to pursue the Chen, but still, I think this fight going to go the way of TR. Uh-oh, here we go.
Can't catch up.
Moon just a little bit too slow. He's just going to hold still. Kill the bug. Going to be a wash, 3 for 3.
Batrider like 4-stepped into the freezing field too, and then died to Chen.
Yeah.
He like tried to 4-step like this way, and then he got caught by the trees, ended up 4-stepping up into the fight, and then got destroyed. Oh boy.
A 3 for 3.
ZXC, man.
Don't forget, Lion did die, buyback, and then he died again. So that was a dieback from the Lion. That does hurt quite a bit.
They were like diving like way farther, like into the T4 area. That's a little bit of overextension from TR. So I mean, they can't like this game is still really close. 2,500 gold. If you subtract out the buyback gold, it's probably only like 1,000 gold lead for TR right now. If TR gets the 3rd Roshan, though, it's going to be really difficult for them to throw that hard to lose, though.
Yeah, pull up that experience graph, though. That's what's scary right now. TR leading by nearly 14,000. I don't know where all that experience came from. They're even the team. They have no Midas against 2. And still getting the better of the farm here. And also now Lifestealer not going to go that tanky route that we were talking about. Will commit to an MKB. So he's really not so tanky. He does have 2,200 hit points. I think he has the armlet on while he's infested here, but so that does buff him up a little bit extra. Still, not the tankiest Lifestealer.
Yep. I think J4 has been doing a very good job on the Lion. I also think the Visage has been playing decently too. Oh, they're going in for another sneaky play.
Yeah.
Oh, they scouted him out.
Oh.
With the power shot. Why is he still there? Get out! Oh my goodness! ZXC.
Now he's gonna get
bugged.
bugged.
What are you doing?
Oh no, there's the Firefly, the Force Staff forward. He's going to move into the Roche pit. I don't know they're going to be able to catch
Did
him,
they
but
think they didn't see him with a power shot? It was very clear that there was a power shot because it went right over the birds.
yeah, playing with fire right there. Definitely could have been caught. Would have just taken one stun, and he probably would have fallen, and then the Lifestealer would have been left in the middle of no man's land. This Bad Rider, he likes to roll the dice, man.
Yep.
God.
Still on the prowl for a kill, though. If he gets a kill on Weaver, then they can get Roshan if it spawns by the time, or before Weaver respawns. But we'll see. He's still spending a lot of time, and Lifestealer's farm is getting very, very low because of this, too.
Yep, exactly right. 20 to 25 here as we approach the 40-minute mark. Power Rangers have really squandered their lead. That graph, it really does look kind of like a Beyond the Summit Mountain, Merlini. It's quite the cliff face.
Yes. Yep.
And wow.
Still passive game, and that, I mean, the really passive, like 15 to 25 minute really favored TR too, because they needed that recovery mode. And then the two Roshans too. PR needs to do a better job of scouting out Roshan. They don't really have the one that can do it besides Visage Familiars as well as Bat Rider. So those two heroes need to be spot on in keeping track of it. Like even Chen, look at him. He has just dominated a solo melee creep just to keep track of the Roshan timer. Is that important for both teams?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So Roshan's up here. Could become a focal point, but Alchemist, he's starting to become scary. He's got himself an Assault Cuirass, Blink Dagger, and a BKB. So although Power Rangers have been playing sloppy, they still have a lot of presence here.
Oh, they might go on PGG.
Two very farmed heroes. And, oh, are they going to grab him? There's the sheep from Lion.
J4 needs to get out.
He's going to throw the sun. Yep, J4 going to die. That's going to be the end of him. Cheshire Cat comes in. He's going to try to go toe-to-toe here. Storm Spirit, though, going to survive the stun. He's going to hop away. Wind Ranger does go down as well. It's going to be a 1-for-1 so far. Was the lasso burn to finish her off? Yes, it was. Now Cheng going to be in hot pursuit. Does not have a Hand of God. The Crystal Maiden going to fall.
That was actually a really nice fight for PR because Storm had to jump out of the fight, and then ZXZ with the Bat Rider initiate with the Lifestealer inside of him were able to wrap around from behind. Well, technically it was from front, but it was behind because the Storm Spirit kind of drug the fight away from there. And then without the Storm Spirit there to get the jump on the Lifestealer, it's a very easy kill for PR. Oh, they don't want to give up Roshan for free, but I think that PR pretty much has everything up except for Lasso. And they have a gem now, too.
A lot of buybacks coming out there indeed. Lion's buyback is still on cooldown. We'll see how Power Rangers react to this. They should recognize that
They're not
TR...
on the same page. Alchemist is trying to do it, but Moon is like, hell no, I'm getting out of here.
Although they shouldn't go too far. TR could very well take the Roshan in their stead if they're not careful. They do have a ward up on the high ground, so...
Be careful. He needs to send just familiars in there. Like, almost all the Visage players will send their familiars in there, because if you sacrifice, like, 100, 200 gold, that's okay, because if you give up Roshan, you're giving him 1,000, plus an Aegis, plus a cheese.
Yep, third Roche, that's another important thing to note here at the 42-minute mark. Very even game on our hands. Has been back and forth. Now Power Rangers grabbing back a little bit of momentum. Lifestealer still #1 on the net worth chart. And Alchemist is #2. The two primary farmers and then secondary farmers on both sides are just about dead even on the net worth chart. So even Windrunner and Visage just about dead even as well. The outliers come in those bottom supports, which really aren't too far off one another.
There's a Lincoln's on Weaver. If Bat Rider initiates on Weaver with the lasso, the fight's over from there. So he needs to make sure that he doesn't lasso the Weaver. Although Weaver's a pretty high priority target, he's been doing it on PGG and Nubik too, I believe. Actually, he hasn't really gotten Nubik, but he should.
But he should, yeah. Always a good target on that Storm Spirit. There's a double damage rune up in the top, and neither side going to have vision. So, both sides just stationed around the Roshan pit. Power Rangers on the Radiant side, TR on the Dire side by the Secret Shop. Just looking for an opportunity here. Both sides just trying to hop in. You can tell the dogs are very excited about this incoming Roshan fight. Roche with all that minus armor, though. He's falling quick. Still afraid to overcommit. There it is. Bat Rider going to hop in. That's going to be a lasso on Nubik. Moon going to hop out. That'll be the end of the storm. Good way to start off this fight. The rest of it's going to come out. Nice concoction. Going to pick off PGG. Down goes Eid. Now that's exactly what Power Rangers needed to do. They could have done that a few minutes ago, but they are going to make it happen here. Storm does buy back. Oh, wow. There's the blink forward. The flame break. Going to be slightly off the mark, but he is going to be sent back to the well. Now the Cheng going to be in a little bit of trouble. The stun, the open wounds, no fear are going to be slated to fall. They did lose the Lion, but still a very convincing team fight for Power Rangers. They don't even care about Roche. They're just going to stay in the base. And I think it's the right play here. And Sable Concoction will proc the Lincolns. Glyph going to be used. Let's look at the buybacks here. Storm Spirit not going to have it. He's still up, though. Chen not going to have it either. Nor will the Windrunner. That's the end of the Tier 3 tower in the mid lane. Rax exposed, no Glyph.
They can probably get Rax and Roshan because PGG is dead for 40 seconds. Oh,
wow.
Nice soul assumption.
Look at that. That's going to be an easy kill on the Weaver. He's going to buy back right away. Not going to be enough to save the Rax, though, and I think you're right. Power Ranger's just going to rotate to the Roche pit. Oh, they're going to hop out for Moon. Nubik trying to make it happen. He's going to use the BKB. Not going to be enough. He's going to zap to his death.
Doesn't have buyback either. Oh, this is disastrous for TR. And just like that,
Just
PR,
like that.
full control of the game. Do Roshan, get the HSGs, and game should be over. And now some shit talking coming out from Cheshire Cat.
Kentavar.
Kentaur 4-staff.
I wonder what that means.
It means a Centaur 4-staff because
Oh, Centaur. Oh, yeah.
the previous fight, the Chen had a very nice 4-step double initiate on the stun that set up the shackle on the Bat Rider, and then he was like Centaur 4-step, and then now it's a mockery by Cheshire Cat.
Oh, I get it.
Jeez.
Uh-oh. Moon taking a lot of damage here. Is going to go toe-to-toe with the Weaver. He's surviving for
With the
now.
bash? Oh,
That's
no,
going to
no
proc
luck
the
bash.
Aegis. Time lapse. All right. Stun going to come out. Advance. Are they going to be able to finish him off here? Alchemist did pick off the Wind Ranger in the background. Did miss that one while they were pursuing the Weaver. So who ended up with the cheese? Going to be in the inventory of the Visage for now.
Yeah, he should pass it to Lifestealer, I think, because he can still use it while Orchid, or Lifestealer can just buy a heart. He has 8,000 gold.
Yep.
We're getting to Mushi territory. Mushi territory is 5-digit gold.
5-digit gold. Lifestealer not going to go that tanky route. Just going to go ahead and right-click a Desolator here. And, oh, Chen going to get 4-staff to the low ground right into the Alchemist. A finger, maybe a bit of overkill right there, but finger going to come out nonetheless. Kind of a long cooldown for what would have been a sure kill, I think, though. Perhaps Afraid of the Hand of God mech combo. Maybe the smart play.
That was completely unnecessary. Yeah,
Grasp it for
Lifestealer can
straws
play
here.
it safe. Like, he can still die to Orchid. The only way PR loses a fight is if, like, they get, like, a massive shackle and Lifestealer gets Orchid and the... Oh, actually, Alchemist. What's going on up there?
Alchemist falls, but the Storm Spirit going to pay with his lifeline.
the
Going to get taken
Abyssal.
out.
Oh,
But it'll cost the Weaver. And now just Eid. There's still some dead from the last fight.
that's PGG, yeah.
Oh, man.
Wow, man, they were so close to winning that game. Look at the gold graph. It's like, oh, PR, boom, TR, and then one bad fight completely goes.
Wow. Look at the experience graph, too. That is ridiculous. Yeah, that is one of the most back and forth games I think I've seen casting Starladder Season 7 or Season 8 in terms of I thought one team was going to run away with it, then the other, and then the other. It just kept going back and forth. But
PGG played pretty well, though, considering his situation. He was like 2-on-1 as the Wind Ranger, farmed a pretty respectable timing for his 4-staff and Lifesteal. So TR showing some life even with 2 stand-ins. They are slightly underrated. I think everyone considers them as a joke of Starladder, but they're not as bad as people think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of really great shackles in that match. Again, we sort of mentioned poor positioning from ZXC, making it slightly easier on PGG, but still well played by the Windrunner as well. Sloppy execution from Power Rangers, I have to say, but, well, they pull out a win nonetheless here over the retry. So that does wrap up our Starladder Season 8 Day 8 coverage here on Beyond the Summit. I'm Zyori, with me is Merlini, and that's another cast in the books. We'll be back on Monday for Day 9, going to have the weekend off, and then the ladder will resume Monday, and it will be non-stop action for at least a week and a half, at least 10 or 12 days, straight through non-stop Starladder action. So we are in the thick of it, folks. Thank you so much for joining us here on Beyond the Summit. We'll see you guys on Monday.